going on, everybody? It's your man Emmanuel Rutledge, and we here with the first episode of the Health Talk podcast. And today I got my homeboy Johnny Gladney.
Brody.
Now my bro Johnny Gladney is 33 years old.
Yeah.
He's married. He's a father of one. He graduated with a bachelor's in criminal justice.
Yeah.
Yep. He's also an ordained minister, a praise and worship leader.
Yeah.
You know, hit all type of high notes, low notes, whatever you want him to hit. And also he's the CEO and founder of Gladney's Photography, man. So what's going on, bro?
What's up, bro? You doing all right today, man?
Doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I appreciate you for having me on the show today, man.
Oh, yeah. You already know, bro,
yes,
man.
Sir.
You got an amazing testimony, and you've overcome something that a lot of people would say is impossible.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But before we get into that, I want to ask you, what is your favorite scripture?
That's Proverbs 1:7. It says that the fear of the Lord is the true beginning of knowledge. Understanding that we don't have to really fear God, being scared of Him, but fearing Him is like paying close attention to our walk. And the more we pay attention to our walk, it'll make us conscious of so much, so many other things that are going on around us. So I know how my Father sees and views me, so that I'm going to always make the right decisions when I do things, because I want to make Him happy. I want to please Him.
That's it, man. Yeah, man. And you definitely live up to it, man.
Oh, yeah.
I met Johnny when back in 2014, which is about about 7 years ago now. It's been but we have grown a lot, man, and you gotta have strong people like that in your circle.
Oh, yeah.
Especially on this walk with God and things like that, man. So what we're gonna talk about today, man, is how you overcame your diabetes and your high blood pressure, man.
Right.
So before we talk about how he did that, we want to first talk about, when did you first realize that, like, you was diagnosed with it? When did you first realize that you had it? Had diabetes and high blood pressure.
That was in 2017. I had just got married in 2016. So a year later, man, that's when I was diagnosed. So
you was about 29?
I was 29.
29 years old. And this diabetes and high blood pressure, that's something that we're used to, seeing people in their like 60s and 70s, 80s and things like that, dealing with stuff like that. But you was 29 years old, not even in your 30s yet. Not even in his 30s yet. 29 years old. And I've known some people who have been, who have gotten diabetes in their 20s, like 25. Some kids, 14, 15 years old are borderline diabetic, and if you think about it, we got more fast food restaurants. People ain't really cooking at home like that anymore, and they're not paying attention to what's in the food.
Right.
So, and kids, they get the most junk nowadays. Chips, Lunchables, sodas, all of this junk. So,
honey buns, moon pies and Debbie snacks and stuff.
Somebody get hungry.
Cupcakes with the glitter on it.
Yeah, man. So all that stuff, man. And it's causing issues in the body at an early age.
Yeah.
So what was the symptoms in your body like when you started dealing with these like that let you know that something was wrong?
Man, first, I noticed that, I was more tired than I had been before. Yeah. I was always sleepy, eyes sleepy, even just doing daily tasks around the house, even trying to walk the track, like my body would just feel so tired. And then I started to urinate. So, my mouth would, we'll get that part. I started to urinate a lot as well. Yeah. I'm talking about every time that I sat down, it got worse and worse. Like it would feel like my bladder literally would fill right back up. So when I sat down from using the bathroom, it's like I'm like jumping again, like I gotta go right back
to the bathroom.
And I'm talking about I went to the bathroom probably 12 times in maybe 2 minutes.
Wow.
Crazy, right? I know that's crazy. And so then my mouth got so dry, like the walls of my mouth was kind of like a bumpy dry. It's like a weird feeling. I kept noticing that over and over again. It would get dry, then it would get a little bit moist, and then dry. But what took the straw for me, bro, is when I was chewing some gum. Because I was thirsty, I was drinking everything. Mouth still was dry. I was doing everything I could do. Wow. Mouth still was dry. And I was telling my wife, I was like, something going on in my body. Like I know my body. Your body's not supposed to be urinating this much. My mouth shouldn't be this dry. Even after drinking water. And I chewed a piece of gum one day, and the gum was dry. Yeah. I thought no moisture, Like,
no.
like I even took it out and it was dry, y'all. I'm talking about
That's
split
crazy.
dry.
Yeah.
No saliva, no nothing in there. Man. So that's when I knew. I was like, man, there was something
yeah,
wrong.
something wrong. Something wrong.
Definitely wrong.
So once you realized that, like, what did you do next?
Well, the next, I was kind of worried about it all night long. Honestly, I shouldn't have worried, but you know, that's when your body doing something like that.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. What's going on?
Yeah.
You got to figure it out.
So wait until the next day, and my friend, she's a type 1 diabetic, so she's always carrying her meter with her. So we actually used to work together at the time, and so I got her to check my blood sugar levels, bro. Your blood sugar level is supposed to be between 79 and 99. Or 70 and 99.
Yeah.
Your blood sugar level is supposed to be between 7. Mine was 487.
That's crazy.
487. So she looked at me and she was like, "Hey, you need to go to the doctor like right now."
Yeah.
Because your body at that point.
That's a huge number.
At that point, you know, your body is at a state where it's affecting your organs. Your kidneys overworking. Your heart's overworking. Your body's in a stress response.
Yeah.
So like you can like literally pass out in this moment.
Yeah.
So I got to the hospital. Blood pressure was like 195 over 101, bro. 195 over 101. Like I could have went out cold right then and there.
Yeah.
And I was like in shock because I was like, man, what did I let happen to me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
and I'm pretty sure that's what everybody's response is. Like, you know,
like how did I get here?
Yeah. Especially being 29 years old, because if you was older, you would probably be like, you wouldn't have questioned it. Right, but the fact that you was not even in your 30s yet, it made you wonder, like, how?
Yeah, how did I get here?
And that's what we don't do. Like we don't ask questions, you know. We just accept some things instead of seeking the knowledge that we need to actually figure it out. And that's why, you know, the foundation of this podcast is, you know, the Bible says first get wisdom and then get understanding. Yep. And then it says my people perish due to lack of knowledge. And then it says if you reject wisdom, then I'll reject you. You know. Right, so it's all about having that wisdom and asking questions so that you can get the answers that you need, man. And so you was there and you said your levels were supposed to be where now?
Between 70 and 99.
70 and 99.
Now it's 487.
487.
Yes.
Y'all do the math on that.
Up there.
How the heck could you? Now that's a blessing from God that you didn't fall out of anything.
Thank you, Lord.
But that's a huge difference. And then your blood pressure levels. 190. You said
195 or 101.
And for those of you who do cardio, that's about where your heart rate get when you running real hard and doing a bunch of cardio nonstop. This man was sitting still and his heart was going that hard. So that goes to show you that his body was really overworking itself just sitting still. If something would have came after you and you took off running.
Boy, flip on over, boy.
Yeah.
I had no energy, y'all. I was so drained.
Yeah.
And I could feel it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the life was being taken out of me.
Yeah.
And they had to give me fluids and hook me up to IVs and things like that.
Yeah.
Just to get my everything back right. Even the alkaline levels in my body. My bloodstream had too much alkaline in it, so everything was out of whack. I was having a hard time.
Man, so and when you already talked about some of this, but like how did now that you found out that you got diabetes and high blood pressure and things like that, how did this affect your life, like physically, mentally, and spiritually?
Physically, it affected me a lot. Because physically, like what was happening, you know, because I was even having pain. I can remember before even peeing a lot and things like that. I can remember having pain in my side where my kidneys were at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, wow.
So my kidneys were actually hurting physically. And it would come and go. And I was kind of like, well, that's weird. And I was like, well, maybe I'm passing a kidney stone. You know, a lot of times we try to come up with what we think is going on instead of actually trying to figure out what's really happening. We were like, well, it may have been this. So I actually started noticing that, man, and like what was literally happening to me was like I was literally like a ticking time bomb in that moment because my kidneys are overworking, my heart is overworking, my blood pressure is sky high.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? The sugar levels that are in my body, your blood is actually not, it's supposed to be thin.
Yeah.
And my blood was really, when they showed me, and I pricked my finger, it was really thick and like sticky. So like even when I did like this, like syrup. Even when I did like this, you can see it like sticking on my finger. Yeah. And that's because of the amount of sugar that was in my body. So when it was like that, going through your heart valves, bro, it's clogging up your heart,
yeah,
because it can't flow through smoothly like it should.
Yeah.
So that's my heart was like boom, 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 boom,
Right.
beating fast. So physically, bro, I was in a bad situation because it was affecting me and actually taking me in the wrong direction. Because if you're diabetic, like it's a real serious thing because you can lose limbs, you can lose your legs, you can poison your body, and a lot of people they it's always been a disease that people say, hey, well, I'm just gonna take my insulin, I'm all right. Oh, baby.
Exactly.
Go ahead and eat that cake. I don't even heard people say it in my own family.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead and eat that piece of cake. I took my diabetic medicine. I'm good.
You're
not.
Yeah.
You're not
definitely
okay.
Not.
You're definitely not okay because all you're doing is putting a Band-Aid over a wound that you're never trying to heal. My God.
That's it.
You're putting a Band-Aid over a wound that you're never trying to heal, and it can be healed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? So physically, bro, that thing was taking my body out, bro.
Yeah,
physically taking my body out. Now, mentally, I had a lot of. I can remember sitting in the window. I had my knees up to my chest. I know y'all say I'm big, so how you do that? But I don't care what y'all talking about. I had my knees up to my chest. I had my arms right there. You know what I'm saying? I was looking at the window. And I can remember telling myself, like, how did I get here?
Yeah.
And then I started reflecting on it. I said, it was simply because of what you ate.
Yeah.
All eating out 3 times a day. Eating your Debbie snacks. Drinking those Calypsos. I used to love Calypsos. I love Rice Krispies treats. You hear me?
Boy, I
love M&M's. I'll eat M&M's to the death of me. So mentally, I'm sitting there. I'm like, man, I was hard on myself. I was hard on myself because I knew that it was my fault.
Yeah.
And I knew that I needed to take ownership for my own actions.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that's what happens with a lot of times of us. We want to blame everything else.
Exactly.
Instead of taking the ownership for our own actions. Like, you did this.
Exactly.
You knew that it could result in this, and you still did all of this. You know what I'm saying? Being a bigger dude. So I was going through. I had to try to cast down a lot of thoughts I was having.
Yeah.
I was upset. I was emotionally upset. My mind was going through a lot of battles on how I was going to fix it. So it kind of made me really honestly depressed.
Yeah.
Mentally, I got depressed.
Sure it did. What about from a spiritual standpoint? You know, because, you know, especially being in the church, a lot of people, you know, we always pray for healing, you know, and things like that. And we expect it to happen because we had a faith that it can. You know, a lot of people have the faith that it can't happen. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's like, even when you have that faith that it can't happen, like, it's almost like, you know, we don't see it happen a lot.
Let me tell you something. Don't get me wrong when I say this, and I'm gonna say it the best way I can.
Yeah.
We can believe in I love God, number one. Yeah. I truly believe that anything is possible with Him, bro. I truly believe that. I believe He can do what He says. I believe He can do exceedingly abundantly all that we ask or think. I believe all of that. But I'm gonna tell you something. When the Word says faith without works is dead.
Come on now.
Hit me in that thing. Because I don't care how hard you think something's going to happen, a miracle is going to happen in your life until you start working toward it. You know, you ain't show God that you even want to try if you ain't working toward it.
Yeah.
The works is what's going to get you to where you need to be. Showing God that I can eat healthy. Showing God that I can be a good steward of my body. Showing God that I can take care of myself, and showing God that I can put the right things in me. True nourishment. Because a lot of times we pray for nourishment of our food.
So you telling me I can't have a donut and pray over that?
That's not nourishment.
And not be nourishment?
Nope. That's not nourishment. It's not nourishment. And I learned that thing real quick when I was going through that, because how can you eat a whole bunch of sugar and sweets and carbs that's clogging up your body and giving you high blood? How you gonna eat death and expect life?
I ain't typing it to.
I feel the Spirit of God. Y'all, I'm sorry, I'm a minister at heart. But how you gonna eat death and expect life?
Hey, boy, we didn't put that on the shirt. God. How can you eat death and expect God
Glory
to give you life?
Bro, how can you eat death and expect God to give you life? How can you eat death and expect life? You have to feed on the things that you know that are going to, that spiritually and with food, you gotta feed on the things that you know are going to be true nourishment to your body. Things that are going to give you life. It's going to give your heart, your lungs, and your bloodstream the energy to keep on moving. So, in a spiritual standpoint, I knew that's what I had to do.
Exactly.
I knew that I had to work.
Yeah.
And there was some work that had to be done.
That's going straight into the fourth question, man. Like, what it took to overcome your condition. So now we can talk about how you actually was able to reverse it. You know?
Y'all, bro, listen. To reverse diabetes, man, it was tough because I had to get out of myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Coming from eating what I want, y'all. I love the clock, those cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
I love French fried steak sandwiches. I love French.
Call it out.
You know, coming from that place, and I love McDonald's too. Don't get me wrong, that was my spot. The cheap meal, because if you know to pay attention to society, a lot of things that are healthy for you are expensive.
Yeah.
But a lot of the things that are bad for you are cheap.
Yeah.
Because it's all about that money making thing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It is,
you know, and but what I had to do, bro, I had to literally change the way I eat. Eating healthy vegetables. I even cut back on the meat that I ate.
Yeah.
Watching how much sodium I took in my body.
Yeah.
Watching how many carbs I took in my body. I even went to either straight water or all my drinks were sugar free. Yeah. And I didn't drink sugar free sodas, but I drank like Gatorade Zeros because they have the sodium that you need sometimes. Because so I had to basically change. Yeah. Physically and I had to be strict on myself at first. Yeah. And the more I did that, and the more water I drank, and I drank like alkaline water or spring water. Yeah. And the more I got my levels right, my A1C, which is supposed to be 4.5, it was 8.9, and I dropped it all the way down to like 5.25.
Let's go.
Which was great. So my doctor was to a point where she was like, okay, I can remove these things off your chart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because now you've shown yourself without the medication, and that's a whole other subject. Let's
talk about that though, the medication and everything.
Man, okay, we can talk about medication. Medication, to me, with diabetes, bro, and high blood pressure, that's something we can do just like this. Yeah. And sometimes the pharmaceutical companies can be, they can keep making money off of us. You become a client, just like a car salesman. He sells cars. He gonna want to do whatever he got to do to make more money for his cars. Just like, you know what I'm saying, anybody else in the pharmaceutical companies, that's what can happen. Yeah. And so even when I was in the doctor's office, she was prescribing me things, and I would ask questions. Talk about it. She was prescribing things, I would ask questions, and she even prescribed me, 2 different kinds of diabetic medicine.
Hold on, you did what?
I'll ask questions.
You did what? He asked questions. Let's go.
Questions. You gotta ask questions. And so she she prescribed me 2 different types of diabetic medicine. So I started asking questions about those medicines. And the one that she was trying to give me was, and she said, well, this one has a high rate of pancreatic cancer.
Yeah. Come on now.
Well, I said, pancreatic cancer. She said, well, do you really have that in your family? I said, not really. Well, you should be fine. No, ma'am. You're not gonna give me something that already has a high rate of giving people pancreatic cancer, because if you know anything about diabetes, that's what's going on right here. Yeah, it's about your pancreas. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Give me something that's gonna attack me, so you can keep me for the rest of your life.
Smart. Just knowing that one little thing.
And then I said to her, well, what are the other meds? What's something else I can take? And she said, well, we have this glipizide. So what is glipizide? I said, what are the effects of that? She said, the only thing about this one is it has the ability to drop your sugar levels down low. So you want to give me something that causes pancreatic cancer versus something that can just drop my sugar levels low. So then I took it for a little bit, y'all, but I'm going to be real with y'all. Yeah. I got off of that thing. Yeah. I got off of the blood pressure meds because my mom is a nurse, and she simply told me, bro, she said, these things that you got going on, that's an eating problem. She said, your body is experiencing insulin resistance. Exactly. That means you have so much inflammation around the cells that you're still producing insulin. And what a lot of people think is, I'm diabetic and I can't produce insulin anymore. And they tell you that, and you believe that. Yeah. So now you're taking these medicines and you thinking it's helping you when it's really harming you, because in the long-term effects, kidney failure, lung failure, all these different things. And she said, all you're doing is experiencing insulin resistance. So once you start to lose weight and get some of that fat and inflammation around your cells, your body will be able to do what it needs to do.
Exactly. It's simple.
So it's a mind-changing thing. Yeah. You're going to take these pharmaceutical medicines that are going to destroy your body, or you're going to just make the right choice in your mind and eat right.
And eat better, yeah. Yeah.
And we, in our culture, in our generation, we don't know the difference. We don't study.
We don't.
We listen to what they say.
Exactly.
And we take them for their word.
Exactly.
And what we don't realize is that you can be harming yourself. Don't sign your own death certificate. Don't sign it.
Come on now.
Don't sign your own death certificate.
That's it.
Don't sign your own
don't sign it, man.
Don't sign your own death certificate.
Yeah.
And I had to tell myself that too. I said I'm not gonna keep taking these medications they prescribe. Yeah. I'm gonna do what I need to do. So now I just don't. Now am I perfect every day? Nah. Do I strive for it? Yes. So now I just drink my water and everything that I need to do. I try to make healthy, sound decisions when I'm eating, and I be careful, bro.
Yeah, and when you did that, and you started eating better, and you know, I remember when he told me. I remember when you told me you was diabetic or whatnot.
Man,
and this was before I even came vegan. Before I even started eating healthy or anything, I said, bro, let me tell you something. We not even gonna claim that. I said, you coming up out of this, not one of my homeboys. Like, look, it ain't going down like that. Right. But I said, when I became vegan, I came up on my knowledge and whatnot. I sent him a video. It was What the Health. You know what I'm saying? He watched it, and now he didn't go vegan. But what he did was he cut back on all his meat.
I sure did.
You know,
for a year and a half.
Yeah, a year and a half. But you're still doing like cheese here and there, eggs here and there, but not really like that.
Not really the strong.
So he didn't really completely go vegan. But just by watching it, and how long did it take for your levels to drop back down to normal?
Oh man, it wasn't even that long at all, guys. When I say maybe a couple months or so.
Yeah.
Just changing it, just like that. And what happens is a lot of times we don't have the patience to wait. We think it's supposed to change overnight.
Exactly.
But it still took a couple of months. It wasn't even that long.
A lifetime on medication and dying early versus a couple months of eating right and getting your body back to where it needs to be.
Mm-hmm. Cleansing your body.
Detoxing
your body.
It's a simple choice. You gotta weigh inside. 2 months of eating healthy and get my body back right, or lifetime medication and dying early. It's not really a choice, you know what I'm saying? But it's renewing that mindset, and this society is set up for you to make it hard.
Wow.
Because you're around family that eat the same, and if you start doing different stuff and not eating the food that they give you, what's wrong with you? You ain't gonna eat that? Or I done made all this food. Listen, I'm trying to change my life around. You know, so it's hard. We know that it's hard, but you got to really put that on the scale like that. 2 months of eating right, lifetime of medication and dying early. Right. Okay, you know, so you talked about what you did to overcome it. It didn't take long, and it was simple. He cut back on meats, which means he didn't do no meats. What about fish?
I knew fish either. No, I didn't do anything.
No meats, no pork. No beef, no chicken, no fish, none of that. Maybe eggs here and there. Yeah. Cheese here and there. What about milk?
Oh, no, almond milk.
Almond milk. Yeah. So that's not real milk. Yeah. So really, no milk.
Me and milk don't agree anyway.
Yeah.
So that was easy to let go.
Okay, bet. So
I still don't drink it to this day.
So your doctor, she took you all the medicines. She ended up telling you, you know what, you're not even diabetic anymore. You know,
and my charts.
Yeah. Everything is back normal for so long, and that's good. So how was your life after everything went back to normal? You know, like how did you feel then?
No, I felt really good, man. I felt accomplished because I could actually live and breathe again. Yeah. I didn't have that mental in my head of being, and just be honest, we're human. So sometimes we get fearful of things. Yeah. So now I'm casting down. I spent, doing what I want to do. I had to spend all these days casting down all these thoughts because of what I did previously. Now after the fact, I said I'm eating better, I'm doing better. I'm working out more times a week now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I felt good. I felt at peace. Yeah. There was a peace that came over me, bro. Yeah, man. And that's what I strive to like get everybody at. You know what I'm saying? Like to get your life back, to get back to peace. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because you gotta think about it like this, man. A lot of people out here, they going through so much, and I couldn't imagine what it's like to have to be on medication and to like be out of breath. Cause I've been in shape pretty much my whole life. I've always worked out and done things like that. Now I didn't eat healthy, but I finally changed before anything happened. So I couldn't imagine what it's like, and just to see people die and like lose loved ones and things like that from these illnesses, you know what I'm saying? Right. It's like it hurts,
it hurts me to see it, you know? Yeah. So it's like, you know, this podcast and everything, your testimony, man, it's just so powerful because it gives people hope. Because a lot of people believe that, you know, once you get these things, that's it. That's it. And what they want to make you believe, because we haven't created a cure for it, it cannot be cured. That's what society wants you to think. But you got to think, especially if you're a believer, that goes against everything your God says.
Oh, yeah.
So you know, it's like we really got to come into this knowledge and this wisdom and everything of like how things need to be done. You know what I'm saying? And like trying to, it's going to be hard. But instead of praying that God make that bad food nourishment for you, you need to be praying, God, give me the strength to not eat the foods that I eat. Right, give me the strength to change my mindset, to eat better, to have better health. Now, God, you told me that you would give me the desires of my heart. Right now, I desire to eat better. Right. You know? And I'm going to do my part, and I need you to do your part. And you pray that every day, I promise you, you'll start to see a change, man.
Most definitely.
And that's where it started at, man. We can do all things through Christ, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, I think that was all the questions I had. Yeah, how have your life changed? Yeah. So that's it, man. So we know that now that we know that God is a healer, you know, but like you said earlier, it's not gonna, you can't eat death, but that might be the headline.
Well,
you can't eat death and expect God to give you life, man.
Yeah, you can't eat death.
That's just where it's at, man. So now you up, you still singing, preaching, you know, God got a calling on your life, man.
You got my energy back.
Yeah, energy back, you know what I'm saying?
All that.
Everything is back to where it need to be, man. And that's just an example of how, you know, faith with works is alive, you know. Faith with works is alive, man. You can do it, you know.
Wow.
So it's just about being disciplined, man. So anything else you want to say, bro?
Nah, man. Put the insulin pen down.
Put the insulin pen down.
Put it down.
Put it down.
Put the pills down.
Put it, yeah.
You know, do what you got to do for the time you got to do it for, but you got to be working toward getting better.
Exactly.
And the moment you keep, if you just keep taking meds without any intentional mindset of getting better, you're gonna only hurt yourself in the long run.
Exactly.
I promise you. So you need to have a goal to say, hey, by this time, I challenge everybody dealing with diabetes right now and type 2 diabetes. Set a goal for yourself. Yeah. By this time, such and such, or by the next 2 months, I'm gonna be off this medication. Yeah. Because you chose to eat right. 30 days. Try 30 straight days.
30 days.
Matter of fact, I'm about to do it with you guys. What's tomorrow? October the 1st? We in there.
Yeah, let's go.
We straight healthy the whole month.
October the 1st. Let's do it.
October the 1st tomorrow. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Straight healthy the whole first month.
That's it, man. So shoot, man, I appreciate you, bro, man. It's been dope. Yeah. It's been dope. I think a lot of people gonna benefit from this podcast, man. You know what I'm saying? And I pray that God just use this and get it to people so they can see exactly what they need to do. Cause I know it's people out there that just they really want to change. They just don't know. They willing to do whatever it takes to get rid of their condition and get back to regular life. They just don't know what, man. And that's the power of this podcast and this wisdom and this knowledge, man. Yeah. So, man, y'all already know what it is. God first, health second, because we're in this for longevity. By all means, y'all hold it down.
Hold it down.